Yo, 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 what's going on? I hope I hope that you guys can hear me. I hope you can see me. And this is a video. Actually, I filmed a few videos every now and then, but I wanted to hop on today. Actually, I was supposed to be filming some videos for my Facebook group, but my new Facebook group that I am getting ready to start. But I've just been off the grid for a while. Actually, I've been doing stuff. I've been hustling, been doing a lot of different stuff. So some of the videos you've seen, actually, I have been posting videos, but they've been unlisted. Most of them have actually been with client calls and everything like this. But it was a video that actually opened my eyes today. So I wanted to hop on here and share that with you guys. I wanted to share it with um, all of you content creators. So if you are creating content, I just want you to tune in and listen to this video, listen to the words that I am saying. I actually watched the video. It was very eye-opening, and it let me see, as you saw, that I entitled the video, um, this video, I entitled it "The Power of YouTube." Um, I mean, if you think about it, where we are right now in the world is pretty much anybody can say and they can do anything. And this is pretty much precedented eras. I mean, it hadn't been anything like this in history because of the internet. There's people that actually have a voice and they have an opinion. Before, it was pretty much you just, whatever was on TV, you just had to watch. But now you pretty much have control. And I understand that, YouTube and Google and Facebook, I understand that they filter some of the content. I understand that some of you creators out there actually getting your videos and stuff shut down just due to whether it's politics or whether it's, the Illuminati, or whether it's, just whoever is controlling certain things. I understand that, but I mean, for the majority of the aspect, you still have a channel. Maybe all your videos are not getting posted, or I understand they're also shutting down some channels. But I want to give encouragement to all of the content creators out there, because right now we're in a time that, if you do have followers, if you do have subscribers, they have subscribed to you for a particular reason. There's something that you have shared with them. There's something that you said to them. There is something about your message that people understand and they can relate to you. So I want to encourage you to continuously create content, whether you have 1 subscriber, whether you have 0 subscribers, or whether you have like Mr. Beast, like 50 million subscribers. But the thing is, anywhere in between, or even if you have more, if you have 1 billion subscribers, anywhere from 0 to 1 billion, if you are a content creator, if that is something, not I don't even want to say it's something that you're called to do. It may just be something that you want to do. But most of the time, if you want to do something, let me make sure my mic is on. Most of the time, if you want to do something, then more than likely you are called to do something. So you're probably saying, hurry up and get to the point. But I'm going to get to the point. But it was a video that actually opened my eyes, and it's like, yeah. So I wanted to thank all of my 137 subscribers who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys. Like, it just really made me realize and come to, the realization that I need to constantly, continuously put out content. And if you see in this video, I'm not going to put any links to any of my websites, any of my sources. You guys know what I do. You can look at my title and you see what I do. It's not about that. It's actually just about giving encouragement to all of the content creators, because I know that you guys take a lot of heat. I know that we do take a lot of heat. Actually, I haven't really received much negative feedback. I guess I'm not really that big yet, but I know that a lot of you guys take a lot of heat and a lot of comments and stuff. People are negative on the internet, but I want to encourage you to continuously put out content, because like I said, we're in an era right now where people you have a choice of what you listen to. Before, like I said, you didn't have a choice. I mean, whatever came on the radio, that's what we had to listen to. We had to, whatever the media was feeding us, that's what we had to pretty much do. It as if you wanted to watch TV, listen to the radio. Obviously, you could read books. Obviously, you could read books, go to the library, look at encyclopedias, do everything like that. But right now we're in a time, if somebody is actually in your feed, if they're in your audience, then that means there is something that you have said to them that pretty much relates to them and with them. And it's pretty much your responsibility and your job and your duty to constantly, continuously put out content to them and for them. And I know that whatever that looks like, I mean, whether you're doing it once a month, whether you're doing it once a year, whether you're meeting them in person, whatever you're doing, but for some reason you have touched somebody that they're actually in your platform, whether they listen to your videos all the time or whatever. But I mean, if somebody actually took the time to subscribe to your channel, if they took the time to actually like your page on Facebook, whatever source of media you're on, even if they click one of your pins on Pinterest, whatever you're doing, if they made time to comment on your post, that means that somehow you are connected to them, whether it was just that one instance or whatever, but you've had an effect on somebody. And then I want to encourage some of you guys who think you have nothing to say. Um, some of you guys who actually want to get on camera, maybe you don't even want to, maybe you might have an urge, you may not have an urge, you might have just thought about it, it might be a random thought, but let me tell you, everybody has something to say, everybody has something to give, everybody has something to share. I want to give a shout out to all the gamers out there. I know some of you gamers even take heat for doing that. I'm not saying that, you know, you should spend your whole life trying to game and make it big on the gaming world, but whatever it is that you do, for some reason, if people are following you, if they're watching your videos, if they're consuming your content, it is pretty much your priority and your job to constantly um, put out content, to constantly keep going. And like I said, I don't want to record this video. Actually, I'll get into that pretty much a little bit later, actually, as I go on with this video. But there's a guy that I was watching his videos. He doesn't edit any of his videos. All of his videos are live. I think now he has like 1.2 million subscribers. But let me get into that real quick. But I also wanted to actually talk about just YouTube bringing people together. Actually, because of this video, I actually remembered, I remembered a talk that I had when I was in Rwanda at, it was like a digital marketing conference. Actually, it was a worldwide digital marketing conference at the Kigali Convention Center. And I actually had a talk with a guy, he was a reporter from the BBC. And actually, there was a panel discussion. It was a representative from Facebook in Africa. I think he oversaw one piece or one part of Africa, one region of Africa for Facebook. He was representing Facebook. And then it was another, actually the BBC guy was on the stage, and it was also another reporter. And they kept going back and forth as to, you know, Facebook really doesn't have control to, and they should not be, pretty much, you know, talking about the news or anything like that. Actually, it was a reporter of some magazine. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the Facebook representative and the representative from the magazine were going back and forth. Obviously, the representative from the magazine says, well, you need to verify all the news. And Facebook was like, you know, we're putting restrictions up, you know, as far as, you know, the fake news and what everybody else is saying. You know, on Facebook, there's a lot of stuff that's not true. People are just posting stuff, and then if you post it and then all of a sudden it's not true, and it's that particular article, that video, it might end up going viral. And the reporter was like, well, everybody's getting their news from Facebook, which people, that's the state we're in right now. People have an option whether they want to get their news on Facebook, which I'm not saying which one's better. Obviously, everything that you do period you need to fact check it, you need to make sure it's true, you need to make sure that it is real, and you need to verify it regardless of whether it comes from a magazine or whether it comes from you know, any social media source, whether Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, whatever it is, TikTok, whatever it is, you need to make sure that it is verified. You need to fact check it. So they were going back and forth about, you know, the reporter was pretty much saying, you know, is this true? Is this not true? You have to fact check it. So the reporter was like, well, we fact check all our information before we put anything out. Facebook was like, well, you know, we have, users who we can't necessarily fact check everything that they do every time they post. So, but we're trying to do what we can. Like, I guess Facebook actually implemented some things where if you see something that is not true, they actually have, I guess, a indicator or where you can comment on the post and say that, this is fake and all that stuff. But anyway, they were going back and forth. But anyway, the guy from BBC actually ended up talking to him because I saw him in the foyer after the show. I brought up the topic. It was like, it's a good thing, for YouTube, or even any social media source, because I brought up the point and I was saying, yeah, it's like I do see where you guys are coming from as far as everything needs to be fact checked. But I said we're pretty much at a point in history now that's never been done before. It's like some of the stories and stuff would never get publicity. They would never get out. People would not know about them. I mean, think about some of the things, in the deepest parts of certain parts of the world, deep parts of Africa. The news is not going to report on all of that stuff. It's not going to report on it because it's not going to make the media, because it's not important enough to make the media. So the thing is, somebody on YouTube might shoot a video and they might show it, and then it might go viral, which is actually going to open up the world to some of the things that are actually going on. So the thing with that is, actually, I got a gnat flying around here, but the thing with that, and I told him that, he was like, yeah, he was like, you got a point. Because I mean, the thing is, the BBC is not going to, or whatever news station it is, whether it's NBC, whether it's BBC, CBS, whoever, whether it's Fox News, whether it's, I'm not trying to be, liberal or Republican, or whether it's CNN, whatever it is, whatever social media, or, whatever news outlet, they're not going to cover every story, because obviously for political reasons and whatever, who's ever controlling their station, they're not going to show particular stories. But because of social media sites, especially since I'm on YouTube right now, and since I saw this video on YouTube, I'm actually going to talk about YouTube. So YouTube, there's a YouTube contributor, there's a YouTube content maker who is actually going to push that out to his audience, and his audience is, or their audience, her audience is actually going to follow them, and they're going to consume the content, and they're going to learn about information that they would not necessarily know about. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't know about certain things in Africa. I couldn't see anything in Africa, but now you actually have videos where you can actually go on YouTube and look at different places and stuff in Africa, in Europe, and pretty much all around the world, stuff that you actually saw pictures of that were pretty much outdated by the time they got them in encyclopedias and stuff when I was growing up. And some of you kids may not know what an encyclopedia is, but so actually, I just want to thank all of my followers. I mean, thank you guys for showing up. So I'm going to try my hardest to push out a video once a week, at least once a week, and so you guys can actually have some content. So thank you guys for subscribing. 137. I actually got asked, I actually approached, I guess it was a top affiliate marketer tonight. He was actually went on a live feed, and I asked him for an interview, and he actually responded to me, which this guy's doing big. His YouTube channel actually blew up. I think he has maybe like 450,000 subscribers now, but it wasn't nearly that much at the beginning of this year. So I know he runs a lot of YouTube ads and everything like that. But the thing is, I actually reached out to him, and he asked me how big my audience was. And obviously I ended up telling him. I had said a couple of things, in there, because I was pretty sure if I actually told him the the size of my audience, he really wasn't going to give me the time of day, which he kind of just brushed me off, which I was pretty much correctly. I was right. But the thing is, it really doesn't matter the size of your audience, just the fact that you are going to affect the people who are in your audience, and just continuously push out content. So thank you. I want to give you a salute. All the content creators. But now let me actually get into the reason for this video, and the fact that actually there was a guy, I don't know if you guys know Flight Reacts or not, but actually I've been watching some of his videos, him and Cash Nasty, kind of going back and forth. They're actually basketball videos. And I think how somehow it came across my feed one day that I was actually watching Flight and Cash, and then this other guy popped up, which he ended up playing Flight, which obviously Flight is pretty much just garbage. If you guys know anything about basketball, actually you can just Google Flight. But the thing about Flight is he's a marketer. I mean, whether you think so or not, I mean, his main niche is actually, I guess he does gaming, and then he kind of got into basketball and stuff like this. But they kind of just play off of each other's channels, him and Cash Nasty, and I guess it's just like a group of people. But I usually watch, actually when I was growing up, I used to watch and one basketball, which obviously that was just a little different because most of the time you either saw NBA in college and all that stuff. Basketball, I'm a big basketball fan, or well, pretty much I was. There's a lot of different stuff going on now, but I still like playing. Don't like watching it too much anymore. But there's yeah, so there was this tournament. Actually, it's kind of street ball. I used to watch it when I was growing up. Actually, it used to come on ESPN in the summers. It was and one basketball, and that's kind of how everything blew up with and one and all that stuff, because they used to have different tournaments and stuff going all around the world. But there was this one guy they used to call. They called him actually the professor. So now he has a YouTube channel, which he has a ton of subscribers. So I was watching some of his videos, and then obviously, YouTube actually plays off of the content. So they're going to feed you content that you are likely to watch, which also is a good thing, because it actually gives, new content creators a chance to actually get their content out. So you guys make sure you have amazing thumbnails, make sure you have amazing titles. That's the first thing people are going to see on your YouTube channel. I may not be the best at YouTube. Obviously, I don't have a ton of subscribers, but I still have, I guess, the theory, and I know everything that you're supposed to do. It's just the fact of time that actually takes you, it takes you time. These people, some of the influencers and stuff actually have big teams, or they have a ton of time, and they have the teams to create everything that they need. But regardless of that, actually, I was actually ended up, this video actually came across, and one guy was actually playing Flight Nasty, and I kind of watched his video, which obviously Flight's pretty much garbage in basketball. I mean, I guess he's getting a little better. Actually, if you guys, anybody in his feed, if you guys see him, or if you know him, if you've been following him, let him know. This will be a good challenge for him, a 41-year-old guy, because I think maybe he's at least in his 20s or so. But this will be a good challenge for him. I'm challenging him to actually play him in a game of basketball. I've been running for about the past 60 days now, about 1 mile, not to prepare for flight, just kind of just to run, just to get in shape. But a 41-year-old, almost 40, what's the month now? Yeah, almost 42 in about 4 months. So yeah, so just let him know, send him a shout out, tell him this is a challenge. But yeah, actually this guy's video actually popped across my feed. Actually, let me share my screen real quick. Screen one. So you should be able to see my screen, which obviously this guy is so Illuminati. I don't like a lot of profanity and stuff, at least on my channel. So I'm not going to play the video, but you can go see it. The link will actually be in the description. So actually on this video, what he is actually doing is he's actually telling a story about how a high school kid, which I think he's in high school. I think it might be, this kid's a little too big to be in middle school, but I don't know. Kids are running a lot bigger. My son, he's almost as tall as me now, but he's a teenager. But kids are running a lot bigger nowadays. But actually what was going on in this video is he's actually telling, he's giving a review, actually just talking about a story where a kid did a project on him, a school project. And I was like, what does that mean? Because you can see he's actually shedding tears. You can go watch the video. Like I said, this video will be in the description below. And then the kid's video, the actual video that he is reviewing and talking about, will actually be in the description below as well. So what's going on is he's actually pretty much giving, the kid himself actually had a school project where, I guess he had to get up in front of the class and do a presentation, which this is kind of interesting because normally when I was in school, obviously we didn't have, laptops, computers, or anything like that. We did have computers, they were desktops, but we didn't give presentations by them. We pretty much had our sheet of paper and we stood up at the podium, which is kind of odd because he's actually sitting down here and he's kind of relaxed and he's real mellow tone. And that's kind of interesting. But regardless of the fact, the thing is, this high school kid did a school project, which I don't know what the actual topic was. I don't know who he's supposed to be doing on, but he did his school project on a YouTuber, which this YouTuber happened to be Soul Illuminati. And that's when I told you this is actually the guy that played Flight. That's how it popped up on my feed. He was playing basketball with Flight. And he ended up obviously beating Flight. But then actually today, this video, which it's been a while since I've seen him and Flight play each other. But yeah, so just so you know, just give me a little viewer discretion advised. This video right here that he is reviewing actually has profanity in it, and Soul Illuminati's videos also have profanity in them. So just to let you know, just to give you a disclaimer, but actually in this video right here, he's actually just telling about, talking about the kid. He was actually telling about his life. He was actually talking about, well, Soul Illuminati is actually talking about, this kid actually did a school project on me. Like, as in, he said, he could have talked about LeBron, he could have talked about, Martin Luther King, which I've made up the Martin Luther King. I'm kind of exaggerating, but he's like, there's a ton of other people in history he could have talked about, because I'm assuming you're actually supposed to talk about, I guess, famous people. But the thing is, that's the thing about YouTube. Regardless of your situation, I mean, this kid, in high school, if I was in high school, all I would know, is pretty much the people who were in the encyclopedia, the people in the books that I read. And I really didn't read too many books because I was too busy playing video games outside of what my school required me to read. So obviously we all know that the school curriculum gives you certain books to read to pretty much fit their philosophy around, the school board, which obviously pretty much all those books are approved and all that stuff. But even in certain libraries, there's only certain books that are going to post. There's certain books that are not going to be in libraries. But the thing about YouTube is this kid actually saw someone on YouTube that he could actually relate to in such a way that he would actually do a project on him in school, in class. I mean, a presentation in school and in class. So Soul Illuminati is actually talking about that. And he was like, this really means a lot. He was like, I remember when I had no subscribers. He said, I remember when I was actually on my phone, but he said, I wanted to actually, get my message out. I wanted people to know, pretty much, not necessarily, well, I don't know why he's doing it. I really hadn't dug that deep into it, but I know a lot of content creators actually do it to, produce content so that people can actually change their lives. They're not necessarily in it, to get views and subscribers and to make money on YouTube and all that stuff. Obviously, yeah, that's the end result. Obviously, yeah, people do want that, but I don't think the majority of content creators want all of, the accolades, or they don't do that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they do want it, but they don't necessarily do it for that. So this video kind of opened up my eyes, and it's like, well, even if this one kid, I mean, right now, obviously you can see the amount of views on this video. Actually, it was almost 2 years ago now. But the thing is, whether, it was only 1 or 2 views on this video, the fact is, Soul Illuminati, this YouTube creator, made so much of an impact on a kid that he would actually do a school project on him. And that kind of opened up, which obviously you guys can see that here. You can see the links up here, but the thing is, you don't know who you are affecting. And then obviously you can see this link as well. But like I said, the links will be below in the description. That'll be the only thing that's in there. Just the links to these videos. I don't care about, whether this video goes viral or not. I mean, if you like the video, go ahead, like it. Punch the like button. Go ahead and, put comments below whether this is a good video, if this encouraged you, if it didn't encourage you, whether it was trash, whatever. But the thing is, if you know a content creator who is actually struggling right now, who is actually giving their hardest, I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I really haven't put my heart and soul into, YouTube. I do put my heart and soul into, creating content, valuable content that I want to stay around and that I want to keep. I mean, that's the thing about YouTube, or that's the thing about pretty much any social media source. I mean, after you die, these videos will still stay around. I mean, of course, unless YouTube shuts down, but YouTube's pretty much going to stay here. But I mean, you actually have a legacy. I mean, whether you creating content for now or whether you're creating content for later, the thing is, you need to understand that, or you should understand, or that, one thing that you possibly, could think about is, these videos could actually be around for your grandkids and your grandkids. I know, if you guys follow Gary Vee, because I know I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my feed. If you guys follow Gary Vee, he actually talks about, on one of the videos, he was like, "Hey, little Jimmy," is like, I'm making this video for my, my great great grandkid," or he said, "My great great grandkid, is going to actually see this and hear me talking, and they'll actually, know who I am, know what I'm talking about, know what I stood for." So even if you just get on YouTube just to create, I mean, you can create a video and just make the whole channel unlisted. I mean, there's a ton of channels that actually have no videos on them, but I'm pretty sure they probably have some unlisted videos. You just can't see them. So the thing is, if you want to create content, just go ahead and start creating content, not for you now, maybe for you later. And just, in your will, it's like, put your YouTube channel and say, "This is my YouTube channel. This is what I want to leave all you guys." I mean, you can just make different videos of, your life each and every day. Just do a journal, do a blog, do something, where you can actually continuously live on without living. I mean, people talk about, immorality, whatever you believe in the afterlife, whether you're Christian, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Muslim, whatever you believe. But the thing is, these videos will be around forever. I mean, unless the government shuts down the internet and all that stuff. But the thing is, obviously, yeah, some stuff's going to be censored. But why would they censor something they couldn't see? I mean, if you unlist all of your videos, then this could actually be, a gift to all of your kids, your grandkids. This could actually be something that you pass down, a YouTube channel. You could pass down a YouTube channel. I mean, I know that might sound funny, but the thing is, think about it. I mean, I wish I would have had, a video of my great great grandfather, where I could actually watch him and see him. I never met my great grandfather on one of my parents' side. I never met him. I did get to actually grow up with my one grandfather and then both of my grandmothers, but I never met one of my grandfathers. I would like to actually have met him, at least, or have seen him, see what he talked about, see what he stood for, see what he sounded like, see what he looked like, see his mannerisms, see his expressions, everything like that. And YouTube is actually the platform where you can do that. I mean, obviously, something else is going to come up, something else is going to come around, but I think YouTube is actually going to be around for a while. Whether you do that on YouTube or wherever you can just store them on Amazon, AWS. We all know Amazon's not going anywhere for a long, long time. They're like $1 billion company, obviously, unless somebody acquires them, shuts them down, and all that stuff. But pretty sure Jeff Bezos is not going to allow that to happen. But the thing is, I wanted you to, content creators, just to know. I mean, this just by this guy putting out content, he does a lot of stuff on Twitch. He does a lot of stuff with games. So Illuminati does, and the thing is, he says he takes a lot of heat from, things on his, from on his Twitch family. He actually talks about in this video where he says, he doesn't mention his family much because people actually go to his mom's Facebook page. They actually try to find his mom's number, his sister's number, his brother's numbers, which I think he said his sister is actually trying to rap. His brother is doing something with gaming as well. But his mother, he's like, people call his mom. Like somehow they figured out a way to get her phone number and they called her. So he was like, that's why I don't mention my family much. He was like, the community that I have, especially on Twitch, he said there's a lot of crazy people on the internet. So he said, I don't mention my family much. And then this guy actually comes out with his video. This kid comes out with a video after he's doing a project on him. So I would advise you to go watch the video, and it'll give you some encouragement, whether you are a content creator or whether you're not. But the main objective of this video was just to let you know, you do not know who you are affecting. You don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that, actually, let me like this video, but there's a lot of people who, I don't know if I like the other one. Yeah, I like the kids. They made a comment on there. Just go on there, comment, let them know that, I mean, this is an encouragement for, this kid to do that. The kid actually, he has a segue into his video, kind of an introduction. He's kind of explaining what he is going to do. He said he was nervous the whole time. Which if you watch his video, you watch this video, whichever one you watch, you can see that, you know, he's shaking and he's kind of nervous. And but the thing is, you know, he went through it anyway, which I mean, there's two different things, you know, playing on here that is actually going on. I mean, one, you have a kid who actually encourages YouTube content creator, but then you have the YouTube creator who actually encouraged the kid, because obviously you don't know what this kid's going through in his life. You really don't know what the, you know, the content creator is going through his life. But YouTube somehow connected the both of them, where pretty much both of them had an effect on each other. You know, so this kid will always be a part of, you know, Soul Illuminati's life, and Soul Illuminati will always be a part of this kid's life. And that's the thing with, you know, a YouTube channel, whether they meet physically or not, they pretty much met virtually. And I know a lot of people take a lot of heat. They have a lot of good things. They have a lot of bad things to say about social media. But the thing is, there's also good things that, you know, come out of social media. A lot of people want to focus on the negative. Obviously, you know, the negative is over exemplified more so than the positive. I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you get a bad meal, what's going to happen? You're going to give them a bad review. But if you go to a restaurant, everything's fine, what are you going to do? Probably not give them a review at all. So that's the you know, the way society is. That's the way it works. But the thing is, you know, I want you guys to go give these guys a shout out. They encouraged me to get back on, to start actually, you know, pushing out videos on YouTube, other places, and all that stuff. Like I said, I've been in the cut. I mean, I've been working, but I've just kind of been, you know, somewhat laid back. Sometimes life just hits you. You get so busy, everything like that. He's pulled in so many different ways, but I've seen the power of YouTube. Like I said, this video is going to be entitled "The Power of YouTube." I might change it eventually, but when I originally posted, it's going to be "The Power of YouTube." So YouTube does have a lot of power, and all these other social media outlets do as well. But go check out this video. I mean, just the symbiotic whatever, what is it? I know that, well, what I'm trying to say is, you know, there's a particular or certain organisms who live off of each other. I mean, it's kind of like a tick. I mean, well, I guess a tick really doesn't give us too much of an advantage, but I know it's like a bacteria. There's some type of bacteria where it gets on one organism, or, you know, the organism gets on the other, but pretty much pretty much each feed off of each other, where the organism the bacteria gets on is actually, well, obviously you guys know my background science, so that's kind of why I thought about this. But you know, it's kind of, they feed off of each other, where the bacteria actually gets on the organism, and the bacteria, whatever mechanism the organism has, the bacteria feeds off of that. But because the bacteria is on the organism itself, is actually, you know, maybe, I think it's like it's cleaning or eating, I guess, some of the negative effects or whatever, or the things that will actually harm the organism itself. The bacteria is actually cleaning that off, taking off of it. But the situation is, you know, different things feed off of, you know, different people. And like everybody says, we're all connected anyway. We're all in one world. We're all connected. I mean, pretty much you think about it, you think about, you know, everything pretty much has a vibration. Everything has a frequency. Everything is always intertwined. Everything is connected. Even me right now listening, or you guys listen to me, whether I cannot see you listen to me, somehow we are still connected. Even though I'm shooting this video, I pre-recorded this video, just the fact that you are watching this video, we're connected. And somehow, if I come across your feed, if you even watch a few seconds of this video, we're somehow connected to each other. And because of that connection, was due to the fact that I actually, you know, pushed out content. So that's the main objective, the main reason why I wanted to get on here and let you guys know. Push content out, continuously push out content. Actually, I can pull this down. Let me see you face to face, but push out content, continuously push out content. I mean, you don't even necessarily think of it as, you know, pushing out content. Just think about it. You are pushing out information that can actually change someone's life. Just in that video, Soul Illuminati's content, you know, touched this, you know, teenager so much that he actually talked about him and pretty much, there's like a book report, a presentation, instead of Soul Illuminati actually being an author or the kid reading his book, he actually consumed his content. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing when we did book reports. That was pretty much, what this kid did. He actually, did I guess it was like a YouTube report, pretty much, we say book report, a YouTube channel report, a channel report. So, I don't know, just remember, continuously puts out content and you might actually be the next subject of another kid's book report, whether that's on your goal list or not. But I mean, it would be, just thinking about how that would make you feel if you found out that a kid, because actually Soul Illuminati didn't know anything about this. The kid did not, the teenager did not, I keep calling him a kid, but the teenager did not reach out to Soul Illuminati before he did the project. Actually, this happened afterwards. And Soul Illuminati found about, I guess, somebody on his feed actually sent him a message and told him that this kid did a book report on him, or he says project, whatever, a school project on him. Really, I guess it was like a presentation. But just think about that. You might actually be the next subject of a classroom presentation. I mean, think about how your content is now. Think about how when you produce content, think about how relevant and how important it is. When you do that, you might actually be the presentation of another, of a kid's school project. That's pretty powerful, because you think about all the books that are out there. You think about all the presentations that have been done in school. More than likely, they haven't been done on, just normal, ordinary people. And it was something else that I told, the BBC. It's like, BBC guy was like, man, look, it's like, if I have a message to say, you think, News 4, you think Channel 7, you think ESPN, you think CNN, you think, do you think that, Fox News is actually going to come knocking on my door? No, the only way they're going to knock on my door now is because of this microphone, and because of a social media source. I mean, yeah, you can push out content to it, but they're going to want to see stuff. I mean, you can go to the the studios and all that stuff, but they're going to want to see, what have you done? What have you done? Do you have a following? Do you have this? Do you have that? More than likely, but because of the following, because of the social media source, that is how you get their attention now. That's how you get their attention, because you have a following. That's what makes people move. Other people make other people move. Now, I guess I'm getting into numbers and all that stuff, but just remember, it's not all about the numbers. Just the fact of your job and your priority and your focus should actually be to just affect people and to try to change people's lives. So just remember, the next time that you put out a YouTube video, remember where you could be and whose life you could be affecting. I will catch you all on the next one. Have a good one.